right out my window. Blast you with a direct blow. Blow, coming through like G.I. Joe. Star Wars moving ill like Han Solo. Make you bounce around like this was Calypso. Overshine cause I got the high pro glow. You think that you can hide, you think you can lay low. Roll up on your eye like Hawaii 5-0. Back out with my dreads in my Kango. Forget them, just pass the. Yo, take a trip down to Mexico. Come back with that might make you psycho. Maximum frequencies through your stereo. Sorry, this is it, but homeboy, I got to go. I got step up in the place and you watch them correct. Got you all in check. I got that head nod that make you feel your neck. I got you all in check. Hey, you know we come through to like the disco jack. I got you all in check. Throw your hands up in the air and never disrespect. I got you all in check.
A dazzling facility located here in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Today, an NFC battle in store for us between the Arizona Cardinals and the Atlanta Falcons. Jake Elliott is out, ready to kick this one away. And we're underway in Atlanta. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Catch is made by the rookie out of Tennessee. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
And it's 3rd down.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. We'll go with a design keeper. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
We didn't try fighting for more and risking a fumble in that situation. Just make sure you get what you need and then go protect yourself. That's exactly what the QB did.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
Let's go.
Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Falcons side of the field. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
First down run gets him 6. So now it is 2nd and 4. Etienne again. Ooh, they're on that one. 2nd down's going to end up in a loss of yards. Just couldn't get outside quick enough to take that D-line out of the picture. And one of those guys impressively got on the edge and caught him.
You know what's scary in this game today, Kate? When you watch the combine and you watch these 280-pound DNs that run like 4.6. Yeah. I am really thankful I don't play quarterback in today's game.
To the air on 3rd and long. That's caught for the first. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it's going to give the Cardinals a 1st down. They've got a man in motion. Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
And he will carry this across for the Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals finish up an excellent opening series. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yeah, yep, certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
And in the end, Brock, a pretty exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Atlanta about ready to go now. First and 10. Throwing now off the play action. Finds a seam down the middle. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. So 20 yards on that play. And that's a Falcon first down. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
They're going to run it here. It's Bijan Robinson. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Staying with Robinson. And that second down run is only going to manage a yard.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Go.
3rd and long for him here. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down. Falcons getting ready for the punt. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. And this one gets out of bounds. It was pushing some distance towards the goal line, but gets out at the 5. The Arizona offense looks ready to go. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Etienne to begin the drive. Escapes the defender. There he goes on the right side. 40. Into the red zone. He cuts it right. It's an Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals pull that in front further. 13-zip. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. You're good on the point after. And the Cardinals drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Now he's York to kick this one away. Fields this one at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25. Falcons getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. Just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Throwing now, another shotgun. Short pass brought in. They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the gain, but boy, Brock, what a shot. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Try to run here with Robinson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
They'll throw here on first. And cut in the end zone for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Now, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would. It's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball for the 35 to begin this drive. Pretty good field position here for the Cardinals as they get ready, 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. On the move, headed right. He's running with it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on it.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 47. To the RPO, they're going to get to him behind the line.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
Throwing it on 2nd down. He's going deep this time. And it looks great flying through the air, bro. The problem's on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
Oh, that's a major missed opportunity right there. Coverage can breathe a little sigh of relief. They dodged the bullet. Time to adjust and get some extra help on the back end to take away those open shots downfield.
ETN on 3rd down. And he hits a wall, stops at a yard. That's going to bring up 4th down. Cardinals out for the punt. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks him inside their own 10. All right, they're out in sacks. Here we go, 1st and 10. Here's Robinson, start the drive. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
That right there, my friends, is exactly the kind of pressure and intensity you expect from a defense each of these next 2 snaps as well. They want to keep you pinned right there against your own end zone and force you into a very risky punt.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
space available there, maybe 2. That brings up third down.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
Throw here, third down. We had it for a moment, but a complete defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't find Kyle Pitts on that throw. And that makes it fourth down. They'll bring out the punter here. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he gets it away from his end zone. He takes it inside the opposing 40. And that nice return brings us to the end of our first quarter. That's the end of one here on New Year's Eve. It's a 14-7 game. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this.
Ready up.
About to begin the second here. The Cardinals definitely thinking points.
Ready.
They'll run ETN. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You can stick to the ground, you can throw beyond the sticks, really create some indecision now defensively.
Let's go now. Cowboy eight.
Send the tight end in motion left. He's hit and driven backwards. This is going to force him into 3rd and goal.
That's twice now where runs have not gotten them into the end zone, but you've kind of set yourself up. Actually, you've set yourself up really well for a little play action right here.
From the 5-yard line after the loss, 3rd and goal.
Nice.
Looking in the air here. Escapes the pocket. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, they just couldn't quite hang on.
New York knocks it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with a touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
This return starts at the 5. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
60 Bison. 60 Bison.
They'll come out throwing. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the defense had that one covered.
They'll run the draw with Robinson. Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. Fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling, and they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
Here we go. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Hey,
They'll throw, 3rd and long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
And this will stick him back a ways. That punt hits and jumps out of bounds near the 14.
At their own 14-yard line.
First look, a little pistol formation as they come to the line. 1st and 10. Working now from the gun. Connecting on the slant. 46-yard line. They gain 11 on that play, and it's good enough for an Arizona first down. From the pistol, they're going to run with Etienne. Has some daylight through the 40. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. They get 27 on the play. And it's going to give the Cardinals a first down.
Okay, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course. But you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
On second down, it's Etienne. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
You know what I love about that play call? It was simple. Nobody overthinking on the sideline or out on the field, just an offense going to work and moving those chains.
They go play action on first down. Throwing the out route complete. He dodged the tackle. And he's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10. They'll give this up the middle to Etienne. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up second and 7.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
They'll work against the blitz. Cut near the goal line. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
8th play of the drive now. They need 2 to keep it going. No run here. Etienne. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Cardinals make it a 16-point ball game. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. York tacks on that extra point. And the Cardinals take a 3-possession lead.
Falcons 7. Dave York.
On now is York to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down.
At their own 25-yard line.
Atlanta about ready to go now. First and 10. Here's Robinson up the middle. He's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. He picks up 15 on the play. And that is good enough for an Atlanta first down.
First down.
Here we go, here we go.
First and 10 at the 41.
Again, left side. Here's Robinson. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, it's plays like that. It's just kind of the meat and potatoes. Not going to make any highlight reel, but just the positive, efficient plays on the ground. You need to keep plays and drives alive.
Second down pass play coming. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
First and 10 around to Robinson. His charge towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here.
Here we go, set. Bronco 80. 18, Pioneer. Check go.
They'll air it out on third. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And now they're staring at a fourth down. Punt team on the field. And they could really use a good one here. And he made sure to angle that one toward the sideline. It bounces inside the 20 and jumps out at the 13. Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out. First and 10, they're going to throw. That's complete. Sanders has got it out right. And he's brought down at the line.
That's not a big completion on the stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends would get you.
From the gun, ETN gets it. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. That run good for a gain of 2, and just like that, we've hit our 2-minute warning. Third down, they need 7. Third and long, they're going to throw. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is first and 10.
Set. Hut, hut.
Shotgun snap against Robinson. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on second down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's second and 7.
Here we go. Viking 18.
And they're going to throw out of the gun. Complete. It's Bijan Robinson. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Got for big yards on the right side. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Falcon first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Rolling from the gun here. Going for London, but it's intercepted. That is Nick Emanwari. And the Cardinals take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Great team defense here. Got to him right as he was about to let that football fly, Brock, and the hit leads to a pick by their safety.
And an easy pick at that one, Kate. Not take anything away from who actually intercepted it, but that turnover was all about the guys up front. And one thing I love about today's game and analytics, we got more than just sacks. We get QB pressures, we get QB hits, because we've seen the impact they can have, an impact that was felt right there with that INT. That's a veteran move right there by a rookie quarterback. You see so many rookies, we do, Kate, who try to play hero ball and force things in every single spot. He's already wise enough to know how to throw it away.
So it's second and 10 now. Ball still at that 39-yard line. first tackle, but the next guy... Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. The Cardinals decided to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. To the line and set. Here we go, first down. Now looking to throw. Has it downfield, working the left. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. Arizona goes ahead and calls its second timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Such a terrific job by the receiver. You can't give that route away. You got to run a curl. And the best curl and go, hook and go, out and up guys, Kate. They run that initial route full speed. He did. Got the defense to bite, and the play went right over his head.
He will score. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals get more points to end a lopsided first half. Well, Brock, it looked like it took the full defense a while to recognize that he was actually running with it. I think it limited their ability to stop what turned into a pretty impressive touchdown.
I think you're exactly right on this one, Kate. Not too many scrambles go this far for a touchdown. And you got to give some credit to the guys around him. None of those receivers, tight ends, well, they just sold it. They didn't look back at him, had they? I think the defense is able to react and stop that touchdown. Instead, that's 6 big points on the board.
35-yard run.
First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here.
Here we go, set. Warriors, Bronco 80. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Back to work after throwing the pick. Finds his back. It's Robinson. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. There's 2 seconds left in the half as we get a timeout. Here's the final play of our first half.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Come on, set. 18 Cardinal, 18, right here. Ready.
Throwing here just before halftime. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this.
Dave York to kick off.
Now is York to kick this one away. Here's a return from the 7. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
We've set it down for him from the 31. Starting the half with Robinson. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play. But it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Staying with Robinson. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Hey, Kate, sorting through traffic, seeking out a runner, that is this guy's domain. And boy, does he know how to operate in it.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9.
19.
To the air on 3rd and long. Man downfield, and he finds London. And he's going to get this to the opposing 41. So a 27-yard pickup on that play. And that is good enough for Atlanta. First down.
First and 10 at the
Off the play fake, he'll throw. He's going to push one deep. That one's cut at the 10-yard line. All the way, that's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons cut into the lead coming out of halftime. for it. And he's in. The two-point try cuts this lead to 16. That makes this a two-score game. All right, partner, it is a small step on a long road back, but a necessary one. The touchdown and that conversion drop us back down to a two-score game.
So you're saying there's a chance, Kate, just a little bit of a chance. Maybe they got to do it again, and again, and again. But all I know, time may not be on their side, but they did gain just a little bit of momentum.
The Cardinals with some nice field position to start off this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Here's ETN to begin the drive. This drive's going to start out with a gain of 5 before they bring him down.
The cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
2nd down, ETN gets it again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I think anytime these offensive coordinators in the NFL call a run play, they're just hoping for something positive. To get a 1st down, that's a bonus.
Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. ETN again. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Finds him over the middle. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good enough for an Arizona 1st down. Inside handoff goes to ETN. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Even 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Really good patience right there. It's hard to do for runners in this league because these holes close up so fast. But he was patient, he was explosive, and he got a nice little gain on the ground.
They'll run now on 2nd down. He's close, but he is stopped before he can get to that 1st down. Picks up 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Quick pass, right side, complete. And that short field pass, Brock, is held to the short field. It's going to be 4th and short. They're going to try to throw for it. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Look at that, no worry at all from their sideline, Brock. A 13-yard pickup on 4th down. That was impressive.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Throws caught. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
As quarterback, when you have an out-route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for his back, Travis Etienne there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
You know, Kate, we see this all the time at every level of football. You've got to catch it first. It's just like when a receiver receives a handoff. You got to secure the ball, then let your athleticism take off.
And it's brought in. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals make it a 3-possession game. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
On now is York to kick this one away. This return starts at the 5. Making some progress here. Races past midfield. Going strong at the 30. And they finally bring him down after a huge run back into their territory.
You know, Kate, it's fun talking to these elite kick returners over the years and how much they visualize. As they're sitting back there waiting for the kickoff return, they're visualizing, well, a house call. And there was some serious explosiveness from him on that one. He may not have gotten all the way to the house, but he's setting his offense up in the red zone, which is pretty darn good.
And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here we go, set. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
He's going to throw it. And cut in the end zone for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Drake London with the touchdown. That was just gorgeous football right there. He saw the window, just had to wait for his guy to flow toward it. And that pass fit in beautifully for the touchdown.
Okay, this is one of those moments where a quarterback's got to take his pre-snap read and make sure he confirms it quickly post-snap. And when he does, and he's got space to fit that hook.
He's in trouble now, and the ball is out. And the Cardinals pick it up. He's off to the races. The 40. At the 20. He's at the 10. And he does it, Brock. He takes the fumble all the way back for 2 points the other way. The circumstances really broken just the right way. They open up not just the opportunity to force the turnover, Brock, but to take it all the way back the other way for 2.
It just kind of felt like everybody on the field realized it too, right? Everything lined up, saw the lane open to begin the trek all the way down the field. Unfortunately, he had enough gas in his tank to finish it.
Pretty good field position here for the Cardinals as they get ready, 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Let's go.
On the ground to begin this drive with Etienne. Saw the lane, hit it quick, call out a gain of 7. Nicely done.
That is just a great drive start. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable 2nd down.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Thrown all the way to the end zone here. And it's brought in. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals grow their lead off the turnover. If anyone is still doubting that this guy has an NFL caliber arm, Brock, add that to the list of highlights he can use in his defense. That was an NFL throw.
And gotta be such a confidence builder. Yes, the game is faster. Yes, the windows are smaller. But when you execute with precision, touchdowns can follow.
Now he's York to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. This makes it up to the 25.
Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Falcons getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Get up.
Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates, 60 Eagles, go!
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Go! 70 Lions! Hurt, hurt! Check, hurt, hurt! Ready?
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. He is rocked. That ball's free. And this one's recovered by the Cardinals. Oh, but the fumble goes out of bounds. Ooh, close call there.
You know, those defensive guys, they will tell you that the sideline's their best friend, right? A lot of these routes are trying to push the receivers and move the real estate. Well, sometimes the sidelines could be an offensive player's best friend when that ball bounces harmlessly out of bounds.
Check, go!
First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And they shove him out. Looks like he got about 6 before they did so. It's second down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
On second down, Robinson. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Cards bringing out an extra DB on third down.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
They're throwing it. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to third and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was third and manageable and an incomplete.
All right, looks like this is the moment. They're going to make their comeback push. They're going for it on fourth.
Cougar knife.
They're going for this. Gets this one to London. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They hit for 16 yards on fourth down, and a drive a lot of us thought had stalled out is going to carry on.
Let's go now.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
First down, play action. Another one here to London. And he gets down to the 24 before he stops. He gets 16 yards on that play. And that's a Falcon first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll come up on first and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Panther 60.
I'll throw it. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
That's another Falcons first down. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
So as the clock winds down to a new year, we wind down to our final quarter. That's the end of 3. It's Falcon football, but this late, that lead might be too much for them to overcome. They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal.
Here we go. Here we go. Go.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And cut in the end zone for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons making the scoreboard look a touch better. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Point after added on by Elliott. And the Falcons get it back to a 19-point deficit.
Falcons 28. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinals with some nice field position to start off this drive. First and 10 coming up. Here's Etienne on the give. His charge towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Brings up second and 7 at the 38-yard line.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's second and 7. Throwing off the play fake. And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Finds a seam down the middle. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play down to the 19. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock, so unsurprisingly, that gives them a first down.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were.
Oh, he lost the football. The Falcons bring it in. And they're able to push it well upfield on that fumble return. Nicely done.
There is nothing like a defense taking the ball away.
So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. This offense in position now. It's first and goal. Quick pass, right side, complete. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
Ball at the 2 here for second and goal. They work against the blitz. He's got it. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals keep adding to that fourth quarter lead. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. His third of the game on the ground. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw plays and have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Now is York to kick this one away. Shipley now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Atlanta about ready to go now. First and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up second and 3.
That run may not have gotten you a first, but sure, nice little run to set the table.
Let's go now.
Running for the marker on second. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Looky here, you don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later, for that next third down coming.
Set. Cougars, go.
Throwing now on first down. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Now he already has himself one interception in his game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse and sprinkle into your passing game. Because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when 1 pick becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and on and on and on.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets absolutely pumped to end that one. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up third and 8.
A 2-yard pickup makes it third and 8.
Third and long, they're going to throw. Couple defenders there, and they're going to intercept it. Jordan Battle with the INT.
See, I think the one thing you and I love about this NFL game is almost all of them are one-score games. So to see a blowout like this, it's taken a superhuman effort defensively, and they just added to it.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Here's ETN on first down. Keeps it moving. Nice cutback run. And he will carry this across for the Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals keep running away with this. Travis Etienne, the touchdown.
Kate, that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
You're good on the point after. And the Cardinals continue piling onto this lead. Now he's York to kick this one away. Shipley now to return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
On the return, the Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Falcons getting ready. Here comes first and 10.
Let's go.
From the gun, here's a handoff. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Behind the line of scrimmage, it's a loss of a yard. Brings up second and 11 at the 26-yard line.
First play of the drive, lost a yard. Need to get it back and some change here. Second down.
Here we go.
Pass play now. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And give him 10 yards there. A lot of work done as they set up third and very short.
Brings up third down.
Here we go. Set. Cowboy 80. Ready, ready.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead, get what you need.
First and 10 now from the 46.
Set. 19, Tiger. Not Panther 11. Panther 11. Get up.
Throwing from the gun here. And this one won't be caught, but we got a flag here. Looked like there may have been some early contact before that throw arrived. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that first down.
Okay, ready.
Penalty yardage marked off. Here's first and 10. Now they're going to throw out of the gun. Brought in right side. And they're taken down right along the 30.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Second down, looking for options. It's his running back. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another first and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Cut out left. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. That's the 2-minute warning here from Atlanta. Falcons trying to do some window dressing. All right, they look set now. Here we go, first and 10.
Set up. Take off.
Blown back, it's the handoff. Some good running here as he gets him 7 on that first down carry.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL.
Oh no, they get him yet again! And the Cardinals take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our points there, heck, maybe twice that with that interception.
You know, these defenders, they're willing to bend and bend. These offenses are so good in this league, and they know how critical the red zone is. And when you get an interception like that, you just break. You break the will of that offense and the confidence, and those are big time. You're right. Put some points on the board for that defense with that effort.
Up to take a knee on second down.
Hawk 70.
He's drawing up for it. Setting up for the kneel down on third.
60 Eagle.
He's drawn up for it. So the Cardinals get to fly home as winners on the road. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say goodbye from Atlanta.